Thank you, the institutional investor, for having me. Surveys and independent surveys with the investment community in general are one of the most effective, I would say, resources and tools for companies, senior management teams, and IR professionals to measure the effectiveness of their IR programs, and also to measure how they're perceived by the investment community. And we're talking about a very broad range of participants, obviously from sell-side analysts to buy-side analysts to portfolio managers. And the fact that it's unbiased and independent make it very powerful to benchmark ourselves against our peers, and not only our immediate peers, and more importantly also to identify the gaps that then would enable us to improve IRR program going forward. And we're very humbled, obviously, to be recognized at FAB as one of the best corporates for IR, not only in the Middle East, but also in emerging EMEA. It's very humbling, and it's obviously all to the credit of our teams and our senior management team who value transparency and accountability. IR is a very collaborative process, and it's really something that we can only do well if we collaborate effectively with our colleagues from finance, risk, strategy, treasury, communications. It is not a one-person job. We have quite a diverse set of skills, and we come from different backgrounds. For example, if you take me, I have a 7-year experience on the sell side covering banks and financials. And basically, by moving to IR, I would say it was very easy for me to anticipate and to understand what my stakeholders and my audience actually was looking for. One of my colleagues is coming from the buy side. Another one whom investors also know very well, Abhishek, is coming from a pure finance background. And I guess it's really that diversity of skills and experience that make FAB IR, I would say, unique. This consistency is what really cements your credibility in the market, and we've consistently been recognized as one of the best corporates for IR, not only in the UAE and the Middle East. Within the landscape that we're operating in, there are very, very strong IR teams. The investor relations function has developed tremendously over the years. It's getting more and more sophisticated, more and more professional from some of our peers. And there is a lot of competition out there. And we're actually very grateful for this competition, because that's what actually enables us to do better. ESG for us at FAB is one of the key pillars of our strategy, and more importantly, it's fully embedded in how we operate as an organization. We're very much aware and conscious of the risks and opportunities that ESG presents for us as an organization on a very long-term basis. And there's been a dramatic shift in how we engage with investors on ESG issues. We do have ESG-focused calls with our institutional investors, right? So calls completely 100% dedicated on going through ESG issues, our strategy, our commitments, how we can get there, etc., etc. And clearly we have, that's one of our differentiators as an organization. We have a very strong ESG profile. We're rated AA by MSCI. We're actually the only UAE and GCC bank to have committed to net zero carbon emissions by 2050. We are a leader in green bond issuances, and we're really at the forefront, I would say, of the ESG and sustainability agenda for the region. And we're actually mandated naturally to help our clients and our stakeholders navigate the energy transition. We have established a very robust ESG risk management framework with enhanced due diligence across various areas, and we're really reinforcing ESG really from the inside out. I strongly believe that ESG is not a bubble. Just significantly increased demand from investors, whether individuals or institutional investors, to actually focus on long-term sustainable returns and to focus on long-term impact. think it was by pure chance that I landed in the IR field. I felt, in my role on the sell side, that there was an incredible opportunity to improve how companies in the Middle East were telling their story to the market. I mean, it really started with that as a basis. I remember being on the sell side and being very frustrated by the lack of information and also by the lack of access. So I remember very clearly being in situations where I was writing sell-side reports and without even having the chance to have a conversation with the CFO and or the IRO of that particular company. And frankly speaking, I mean, that's something that I did not understand. I mean, why wouldn't you let the sell side or analysts actually just have the opportunity to understand your story better? For me, transparency only has upside potential, especially for great stories. I saw the opportunity to become more involved in what at the time was my top pick as a sell-side analyst, and that was First Gulf Bank. And I just reached out to the CFO and asked him, I mean, look, I think we can do better in terms of communication, in terms of engagement with analysts and investors. I mean, just give me a chance. And I was given this chance, and I've been doing the same. I've been in the role now for 9 years as a result. So the future of investor relations is something that we've discussed many times before, even in the context of obviously the Middle East IR Association and our annual conference. The emerging trends and the trends that are going to be reshaping and are already reshaping and transforming how we do IR are technology, ESG, very clearly. How the investment landscape is changing, I would say one of the cornerstones to improve the efficiency and the effectiveness of our capital markets. It's really about assessing continuously how IR should adapt to these trends and to these various market forces. And this is something that we need to assess continuously. But clearly, there is going to be more effective IR. The IRO, I think, as an individual, should have a more diverse skill set. It's no longer reactive function. We need to be much more proactive. And hopefully, we're not going to be replaced by machines. The Middle East IR Association today is the only professional body for investor relations professionals. And we are basically very much mandated to promote best practice IR in the region. And it is really a wealth of information. It provides access to a community and more importantly, enables that sharing of knowledge and information and making sure that we're all basically evolving. And I think as we continue to connect with regulators, exchanges, issuers, listed companies, we can only elevate how the Middle East really does IR. And I think that's a fantastic opportunity for any listed company or issuer to become a member of MEIRA. Like I said, it provides access to a community, and there is a significant work that's being done by our management team as well as our board to make sure that we educate the market, that we provide insights. There are so many webinars, workshops, seminars that are held on a very, very regular basis, in addition obviously to our flagship annual conference. Leonardo da Vinci. I would love to ask him the question and actually find out what the whole Mona Lisa painting is about and what secret actually she hides behind that smile. I guess if I had to pick one, I would just ask my 15-year-old self to be more relaxed and follow the wave. is really timeless. It's "May the force be with you." It's, for me, it's the best quote. It cheers me up, and I sometimes tell it to myself in certain situations. For example, before I started this interview. So may the force be with you.